Hey, I'm back with another album review, and today I want to do Hands by Bumblefoot. Bumblefoot's also known as Ron Thal, but he uses the stage name Bumblefoot, so it's kind of confusing sometimes. But I wanted to do this album specifically because this is one of the albums that really influenced me and really, changed the way I thought about guitar. I was gonna do his newer album, was it Little Brothers Watching You? But I thought I'd do this first just because I like this. For those that haven't heard this, this is a great album, and although he's a great guitar player, this is actually a whole rock album. There's vocals done by Bumblefoot himself, and it's really more based upon the songs than just his guitar playing, although there is some awesome guitar playing. The style I would say is kind of like hard rock punk, and this album was made in the late 90s, and it definitely has that influence. You can hear some of like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or like the punk rock that was popular and alternative rock that was popular at that time in this album. But despite that, I can't really say this is like a typical like punk album or alternative album because one, the guitar playing is amazing, whereas at that time their guitar solos were basically non-existent. This has plenty of guitar solos, and on top of that, just the riffs and things are things you probably wouldn't hear in the typical punk or even like funk rock, Red Hot Chili Peppers ish albums you heard at that time. There's lots of like complex things going on here, like time changes, etc. And on top of that, I would say if you could compare this to anything, I would say it's like Frank Zappa if he was born in like the 80s, or Frank Zappa if he was making music in the 90s. Whereas Frank Zappa, I think, oftentimes does like parodies or like funny versions of like doo-wop songs or something. This is more like funny versions of, I don't know, like 90s alternative rock. And it's funny, I should say, that they're not really parodies, but the subject matter is different than what you'd normally expect. Things like chair ass, like sitting down for too long, or dirty pantaloons, a song about him pooping his pants when he was a child. That gives you the kind of thing that these songs are about. Of course, there's more serious stuff on here, but lots of them are like more humorous. And oftentimes when people do this, the music is serious, but the lyrics are more humorous. This, like the music itself, is actually humorous, although it's extremely technical. And that's one of the things I like about this. On top of that, all the songs on here are pretty much good. I think Tuesday with Nancy I didn't like so much, but the other ones, I think it's really good. Overall, it's a really solid album. If you like hard rock and you don't want to hear just like instrumental rock, you think, I don't want, like Steve Vai or Yngwie Malmsteen, I don't want that. I want something with some lyrics and some actual songs. I would say definitely check this out. And if you're thinking like, oh, well, are the guitar solos going to be good? Like, trust me, there are. There's things in here that I still don't even understand how he did this. The guitar playing, I would say, is not even like A plus. It's A plus plus plus. It's out of this world guitar playing, and the songs themselves are just enjoyable even without the guitar solos in them. And there's lots of interesting things. I'm sure if you're a guitar player, you can dig through this and think like, how did he do that? Overall, it's just a really solid album. I'll be doing his newest album, Little Brothers Watching, soon, but I just thought I would do this because this is one of the albums that I loved and really influenced me in how I thought about not only guitar, but music in general. So definitely check that out if you haven't, and until next time, see you.